today.
It's clearly a situation based on how it's fed to us.
Yeah. Better now.
Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
It's Friday!
Yay!
Oh, man, you can say that again.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It is Friday, October 16th, the 290th day of 2020. There are 76 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And 76 is a special number around here because we're at 760 or 76, if you prefer, on the AM dial, which is why today happens to be a very special WJR Cares Day event. And the old Newsboys Goodfellows Fund of Detroit is going to benefit from what we do all day long today because they can't have their breakfast, which is so very important. And they've been making sure that there'd be no kitty without a Christmas since 1914. And at WJR, we want to make sure that that continues. And that's why we're asking you to help today in a variety of ways that we'll tell you about so that we can do this in what would have been the 31st annual Goodfellows breakfast, tribute breakfast. Last year, it was the 30th, as the mug says, and a familiar face that you've seen in the post office before, Paul W. Smith here for the honoree, I guess. And since they're not having it again this year, they're carrying me through as the honoree until they can do this again and do it for somebody else, and make them the honoree. But we're going to raise the money then with that thought in mind. We're going to, throughout the day, do some very nice things that I hope you'll be a part of here. And the team is here. Marie Osborne in for Dick Hafner. Good morning, Marie.
Good morning.
To be with us.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. As her earplug was pulled out, there's probably a reason for that, one way or another. Is it reverberating or
no? You know what?
Or?
I always like to have one ear like to the room noise, just in it's just I've always been like that.
The old broadcaster. That's the old broadcaster in you. Yeah.
Yeah, I just like to have one ear on what's happening in the room. That's all.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Very good. Dana Clark is here with her hair in a very special way today. It's hard for me to see. It's not a hat.
It's like a scarf. These are like
That's
all the rage
thing these days.
And usually people tie them, but I got lazy and it's already together. So
it's a done deal. It's
it
just
on,
throw on top of your head like a swimming cap.
Yes, with the little flower right here.
In the old days, they might have said a babushka.
Yes. This is my Friday yay look.
All right. Very, very nice. Danielle Mason is in the booth. She's done a nice job this week in for Brian Morton. Thank you for that. Kim at an undisclosed location helping out. We appreciate that. And always running the show by the clock. Do you like that, Marie? Don't you think that's clever? Running the show by the clock. That would be our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Yes, indeed, it is
You
that.
are surrounded by the girls today, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you've got to behave yourself.
My angels.
That's right.
I am thrilled to be surrounded by the angels. Last night, I watched both. Oh, God, am I a glutton for punishment? I taped them, so I watched both of the events. And there's not a lot you can say because they were so very different. There's no way you couldn't compare apples to apples. It just wasn't possible. So it was what it was, and people will take from it whatever they want to take from it. And that's that. Anyone else have a thought, a comment, input on any of that last night or anything for that matter?
I went back and forth. So I did it a little bit differently. I just kind of switched back and forth.
Yeah.
And my observation is the same as yours. It's about what you would expect. But after you watch these things, it's hard to sleep.
You just keep thinking about what is going on.
As you watch these things, it's hard,
Right.
it's hard to eat. It's hard
Like
to
a
sleep.
nightmare
It's,
show.
yeah, this is. I keep waiting to wake up, and that the what show was that? Was it Dallas where they it was all a dream.
Mhm.
Who
This has
shot
been-
JR?
Yeah, this has all been a nightmare in so many ways. Now we're hearing that there's the start of what they're calling a very big second wave in Europe. I see the headline in the Free Press or News, whatever I have over here. Michigan sees record amount of new coronavirus cases. Come on.
But there's an
How much
asterisk
can
to
we
that
take?
story, Paul. There's an asterisk to that story.
What is the
So-
well? Wait a minute. Let's use that as a tease.
Yeah, there's
When
your
we come
tease.
back,
Yeah.
we'll find out
Yeah.
what the asterisk is all about at 5:43 on WJR.
This report is sponsored by SafeExcavator.com. Call or click 811 before you dig. There's a lot of stuff underground you can't see, and every few minutes somebody digs into a line, pipe, cable, or wire. Don't be that person. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit SafeExcavator.com.
And we've got it for you on this Friday morning. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first, and Miss Dana Clark.
And we are starting off with an accident along 94. Traffic first, sponsored by the Cremation Society of Michigan. For over 32 years, the Cremation Society of Michigan has been providing dignified cremation services without the cost of traditional funerals. For cremation information, contact the Cremation Society of Michigan at 1-800-241-3131 or visit cremationmichigan.com. 94 westbound at Van Dyke, accident blocking 2 lanes. You are seeing delays from at least Gratiot. Only that left lane is open. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the Detroit VA Healthcare System. Veterans, the Detroit VA Healthcare System reminds you to not let COVID-19 postpone your healthcare needs. The Detroit VA is ready to care for you in their medical facilities and through online video visits. To learn more, visit detroit.va.gov.
Cold front marching through, temperatures falling today, actually. 60s this morning, a few showers possible this afternoon. Cloudy 50 by sunset. Tonight, partial clouds much colder, 34. Outlying areas even chillier. With a few clouds tomorrow, 55. Saturday and Sunday, consider cloudy. Showers Sunday, high stay in the upper 50s. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
And at 5:45, we get a little message from the gentleman who keeps us informed and entertained from noon to 3 generally. Rush Limbaugh stops by right now. Rush.
Betsy Driver, the Democrat Mayor of Flemington, New Jersey, is taking heat for her social media comments about Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett, Justice Clarence Thomas, and President Trump. Mayor Driver posted on day one of the new Supreme Court term, the religious zealots on the court will try to enact the Christian version of Sharia law. She said, if you voted for the orange monster with COVID, you should go F yourself. And Mayor Driver wasn't finished. She said that any of her social media followers who are planning to vote for the orange monster again should unfriend her and then F themselves again. When New Jersey Republicans called out Mayor Driver for her inflammatory statements, Mayor Driver went further off the rails. She accused the Supreme Court of making threats to her LGBTQ family. She said the court was enabled by President Trump, who she called a hate-filled and unhinged. She also accused the New Jersey Republicans, who were critical of her posts, of being intolerant and depraved. She said Republicans were triggered and clutching their pearls over her anger. If Mayor Betsy Driver's deranged now, and she is, can you imagine what 4 more years that Donald Trump will do? I mean, it's going to drive her stark, raving mad, ready for the straitjacket. What in the world is happening to these people? This is genuine insanity and hatred. It's not who this country is. This is beyond the pale.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR.
Recently,
We'll have to
WJR.
be sure to do the asterisk when we come back on the full broadcast. But look at the doll that has been delivered.
Nice.
These are the dolls that the folks have distributed to like 30,000 kids each Christmas, the Goodfellows. And remember, Ann, they used to send me one, and I think maybe you one, and we used to have your mother dress them, if I recall correctly.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did that as well a couple of years. Yeah.
Did you dress them also, Marie?
Yeah. It was
So
fun.
Love to do it.
This
Yeah.
is one of the dolls that comes in the gift box, and it's
That's
just
a nice one.
this is a very nice one. And this was, and I'll tell you a little later. It was a very smart idea to send me the gift box because I've been emceeing that thing for years, and I've been talking about how many of those gift boxes they've given away, how many kids they've helped, and all that. But I have to tell you, oh, geez, her shoe fell off. I have to tell you, when you actually go through that box, it kind of drives home what we're doing.
What's in there, Deb? I've never seen the box.
No, I never had seen the box either, and I don't even want to talk about it right now because I get emotional.
Oh,
It's like it's things. When I think about how fortunate we all are, and how fortunate our kids were to grow up with us, and in the situation that they grew up in, and I look in this box and I see socks and underwear.
yeah.
Yep, it drives it home.
Yep, it's a good point,
We're
Paul.
very thankful and blessed.
Sweatshirt,
Yeah, stuff, everyday stuff.
the stuff that our kids, they didn't have to wait till Christmas to have that stuff.
Right.
They
right.
had it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I imagined the joy.
Right. They're so happy just to get a toothbrush.
And there is a toothbrush
Right. It's like,
in there.
wow.
Yeah.
It's,
It was smart. This is the first time they've ever sent me the box, and it really, I've always talked about, well, the box, there's some stuff in there, and there's socks and this, but when you see it and you go, my God, if these kids didn't get this, they wouldn't be getting anything.
Right.
How many kids get a box every year? Do you know?
I wrote about it in my column. I think the figure that comes to mind is 30,000. But I wrote it late last night for my Monday Detroit news column. I don't know. The stuff that I see before I go to bed, it's all laid out perfectly. And when I get here in the morning, I go, what did I do with that thing?
Little gremlin comes in and
in the middle of the night. I don't know.
The desk.
I think it's 30,000, but I can't say for
That's
sure.
a lot.
And I think it's on the fact sheet here somewhere. Holiday gift packages, 30,000 packages prepared for children ages 4 through 13.
That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot of
Detroit,
kids.
Highland Park, Hamtramck, River Rouge, Harper Woods, and Ecorse. And everything's political in our world today, sadly. This is not political.
Mm-hmm.
This has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with little kids, or as they put it since 1914, no kitty without a Christmas. So
1914. Wow, that's a long time they've been doing that.
a long time, and it's the Detroit Goodfellow Fund, or the Goodfellow Fund of Detroit. They're not associated with any other Goodfellows or any other fund, which when they state that means to me someone's out there trying to lead people to believe they're the Goodfellows. But remember that it is the Old Newsboys Goodfellow Fund of Detroit, and it has to all go together for it to be sure to be our Goodfellows. And you can go to DetroitGoodfellows.org, DetroitGoodfellows.org for more information. Here's a quick story, and Marie, don't forget your asterisk, but here's a quick story. I had never heard of a police canine dog biting someone that they weren't chasing after or arresting. And here on the front page, since 2011, canines, I think they must mean the police dogs, not just a dog. We know about dogs. Canines have bitten at least 40 people.
Today, 586-416-DISC. 586-416-3472.
That's just mind-blowing.
You're hearing the Paul W. Smith Show. News Talk 760 WJR.
All right, here with the gang on this Friday morning at 5:52, Maria Osborne, Dana Clark, Ann Thomas, our executive producer, and yours truly. And we had just made a note of the headline. This is the Detroit News. Michigan sees record amount of new coronavirus cases. And Marie said There's an
There's an asterisk.
in that story. Yes.
So the asterisk is this, because yesterday afternoon I was working when this story, we get these numbers about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So when, you see this number, yesterday they reported 2,030 new COVID cases. That's a huge number. Now they've been inching up, as we know, in the last few weeks, but this 2,000 number really was startling. So a short time later, after the state releases this number, they release a statement saying that this was the highest daily number of COVID-19 cases since the pandemic started. The previous highest number was 1,953 on April 3rd. So that even makes that number more shocking, right? Well, it turns out that the state had been, when they tallied the numbers, there had been a slowdown in the reporting of the electronic lab results. So some of that count yesterday actually should have been included on the Wednesday count, but they didn't say how many. So this left a lot of confusion. And I guess the bottom line is that the numbers are up maybe considerably from what they were last week. I mean, we're talking about hospitalizations jumping 80%. In the last week or two. So the asterisk is that the numbers were slow to come in from the lab. Some of these numbers probably should have been tallied on Wednesday, but the bottom line is these numbers are still really concerning.
They're going up. There's definitely
big time.
They're going up big time, and we don't know. And with all due respect, these numbers, this isn't the first time there's been an asterisk, so to speak, because remember the first Monday or Tuesday, the numbers were way up, and they said, "Oh, well, that's because we don't report them on the weekend."
Sunday, right?
And, oh, wait a minute, come on. We thought this was a daily count, so
we should be told
count, we can follow it. But if it's a daily stop count, it's confusing. Here's the bottom line: with your asterisk and all, it's on the comeback. There's the second wave they're talking about in Europe. It's here. None of us want to say it, but it appears to be happening here right now. I don't know what the answer is. I don't. I'm kind of like without an answer other than doing the things that most of the medical profession now says. Took them a long time, but now they do say the mask. The hand washing is always going to be important. Yesterday, I missed it, was International Hand Washing Day. But around this show, we've talked about hand washing for years. So hand washing, the mask, and the self-distancing. And the only thing that's changed with the self-distancing is they can't get straight how many feet, 6 feet, 18 feet, 360 yards. I mean, we don't know exactly what the distance is. We just know we shouldn't be invading everyone's personal space. And look at the good news they've just come up with on an airplane, which is a metal tube, like a metal tube filled with every kind of germ you can think of from all the different people. And they say if you just wear a mask on an airplane, you have a very, 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 very slight chance of getting those germs that will cause you to be sick.
That's great news, actually.
Yeah. They said that some of the cases that did result from air travel were very early on in the pandemic. This was before they did a lot of the masking and all that other stuff and a lot of the accelerated cleaning. So the cases that were reported were early on, and they've really had not many cases since that time. And I mean, we're talking near zero since, earlier part of the year.
I've only flown once commercially since this began. And I was so good with the mask. I took a very early flight, so I knew it hadn't been used yet. And it was had all the sprays. They cleaned it and all that. And they weren't serving food or drinks or anything. But they, for whatever reason, went around with that basket and were like, not throwing, but here, what are you? Peanuts, come on. So I got a little thing of pretzels, and I'm so used to eating something while I'm on an airplane. Without thinking, I took my mask off. I'm eating the pretzels. I'm going, what did I just do? I'm wearing this mask. I'm protecting myself. And for some pretzels, I now risked my life. Just crazy stuff here. Let's, at 5:57, take care of a little business here.
This report is sponsored by SafeExcavator.com. Call or click 811 before you dig. There's a lot of stuff underground you can't see, and every few minutes somebody digs into a line, pipe, cable, or wire. Don't be that person. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit SafeExcavator.com.
We've got it, our WJR Traffic and Weather. First, we've got Miss Dana Clark.
We have an accident blocking 2 lanes 94 westbound at Van Dyke. Only that left lane is open, seeing those brake lights from at least Gratiot. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Shelving.com. Michigan family business Shelving.com turned 60 this month. To celebrate, they're giving away $10,000 worth of Detroit-made durable Unirack pallet racking to one Michigan business. Visit Shelving.com and apply by October 16th. That's today. That's Shelving.com. We rack your world. A very chilly start this morning. Clear skies, 32 degrees. Coldest morning in the last 5 months. We do see some sunshine today, so that will help things feel a little bit better. Sunshine, then more afternoon clouds, a high of 55. Tonight, some clouds, your low 35. For the weekend, partly cloudy in the morning on Saturday, then overcast in the afternoon, a high of 58. And then clouds, and then on and off again showers on Sunday, and a high of 60. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News, with Marie Osborne in 2 minutes.
When you're diagnosed with something as
So nice to see all of our, what now we call Paul's pals. And Ann, you told me before, but I don't remember. Can they look and see? They must be able to look and see each other and what each other writes, because some of them
can respond to each other.
Somebody's responding to somebody each time.
Yes. The one thing is we should answer Bill's question. Do you see what Bill's asking?
What's the red background on your main page? Is it for Christmas already? Please don't speed it up yet. We haven't even had Thanksgiving yet. I don't even know what the background page is. I never go to the main page.
You know what I think it probably is, Bill? I think it's for today, for Goodfellows. No kitty without a Christmas.
Oh, maybe.
So I think they probably did like a takeover, a main page takeover. So I don't think that we're rushing Christmas, but we are focusing on Christmas gifts.
Yeah, no kitty without a Christmas.
Yeah.
And somebody up here had mentioned, where was that? It just moved. Somebody says, Don says, when wasn't hand washing important? Gross. Well, he's right. Don, you're right. Hand washing is important. Here, Patrick Mendes. Happy to hear my president, Rory Gamble, will be on the Goodfellows Round Table. I am UAW Local 3300 Flat Rock Assembly. Indeed, in the 8 o'clock hour, we'll turn it over for a Goodfellows Roundtable with Mayor Mike Duggan, DTE Energy Chairman and Task Force Chairman, I think Task Force for the COVID-19 for the Governor, Jerry Anderson, UAW President, Rory Gamble, and Illich Holdings President and CEO, Christopher Illich. And boy, I haven't talked to Chris in a very long time, so I'm excited to have him here. But that's just because that's the way Chris is, helping out at a time like this when we need to help these kids, and we will. There is a story here in the paper. This is the dreaded New York Times, but it says battle over water as drought parches both U.S. and Mexico. I bring that up because as stewards of one of the world's largest freshwater bodies of fresh water, you have to understand, this sounds ridiculous, but they will be coming for our water. It's our Great Lakes, but when they need water, and they will, they're coming for our water. And I don't know what we're doing to protect and prevent losing complete control of our water. The same way we lost complete control of the ability of any country to come and dump their trash here. Remember that whole thing? We have such short memories, but remember, truckload after truckload after truckload of our trash. And when we asked the people, the public officials, they said, well, federally, we can't do anything about that. What? So just bear that in mind, that there's the water issue that continues to be there. And as other people need water, they are going to come for our water. And maybe initially it'll be an agreement and an arrangement, but it doesn't have to be. They can just take it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I believe if they can drop their trash, they can take our water. I mean, if there's apparently federal ways that they're able to do this. By the way, a quick note. Congrats to Dan and Amy Lepp. Now grandbaby 3 has arrived.
Oh, wow.
Love this name.
I do too.
Maddie Marie.
Oh,
Lepp.
it's a great
Isn't that
name.
a great name, Maddie Marie.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
cute.
It's adorable. She's adorable too.
Thanks to my lovely wife, Kim, sending flowers from Bruce Anderson at Mooring Woods Floral Shop or Flower Shop in Grosse Pointe Woods. And Bruce Anderson is the brother of Keith Anderson of Anderson Pools, the people that handle my pool. And 'tis the season they closed the pool.
Oh,
It's a very sad thing to
That
watch.
day, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a sad thing. But anyway, so thank you, Bruce Anderson, and thank you, Kimmy, for the flowers. I said, what are the flowers for? And the delivery man, who I didn't actually get to meet, but I talked to, said, congratulations on the award. And I went, what award? I didn't know what he was talking about. But what Kim was doing was giving me an award for
Award number 2.
for continuing to be the honoree, because they're not able to honor anyone else because they're not having the breakfast. So
Now that was very thoughtful. Thank
Mhm.
you, Kimmy.
Very
That was
thoughtful.
really nice.
Very
That's how she is. She's
Yes, that is.
extremely thoughtful. That is really sweet.
She is a sweet, wonderful person, and I don't know what I did without her, and I don't know what I would do without her, and I don't ever want to find out.
She's the best. That's really nice.
You know, there is a thing that's annoying to me out there. I don't know if I should wait until we're able to talk to everybody, but maybe I'll bring it up. There was a person who was talking to Vice President Biden with a question, and it occurs to me the influence of the institutional media, because I've heard the candidates, Kamala Harris, say it. I've heard other people say it, and this guy said it when he was talking to the vice president, saying, well, you know, they shouldn't be picking a justice right now because a bunch of people, millions of people have already voted. That's been put forward by the institutional media. Can anyone here tell me what that has to do with a sitting president putting someone up for the Supreme Court or not putting someone up for the Supreme Court? It has nothing to do. And when they say, well, we should let the people decide. Well, the people decided they wanted Donald Trump to be president, and the term of office is 4 years. He's still the president. He's still in his term of office. It's his constitutional responsibility to replace Supreme Court justices or any other justices. They've made a big deal about how many judges Donald Trump, he's made a big deal about it too, how many he seated, federal judges. Does anyone think beyond that as to why? Let me explain. Barack Obama had every right to put those judges in place while he was president. But you know what he thought? He thought Hillary Clinton was going to win, so he decided to let her.
And 80% of hearings on pandemic
She didn't win, so he got to
And
put
now
the
he wants
judges
our
in.
vote.
These are simple kind of
Okay, I'm
things.
coming.
But the one that drives me crazy,
Hey,
is the most hilarious,
you won't believe what I just
disingenuous
heard about Gary Peters.
is
I'm John
that,
James. I'm running for the Senate, and I
oh,
prove
well, he can't place a judge. People have already started voting. One doesn't have anything to do with the other. Nothing. Someone can tell me what it is. I'm all ears.
The Paul W. Smith Show, News Talk 760, WJR.
Good Friday morning. That's right. It's Friday.
Yay!
Oh, boy. You can say that again.
Yay!
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's Friday, October 16th, the 290th day of 2020. There are 76 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift, but especially the one that represents the 76 trombones in the big parade and the frequency on which this radio station has existed for nearly 100 years, 76 or 760 on the AM dial. It's the old Newsboys Goodfellow Fund of Detroit Day, our special day of giving during the all-day on-air WJR Cares event sponsored by the DTE Energy Foundation. Tax-deductible donations may be sent to the Old Newsboys Goodfellow Fund. of Detroit, Post Office Box 44444. That's a lot of fours. Detroit, Michigan 48244 0444. Or easily enough, donations could be made using the secure website, DetroitGoodfellows.org. Make sure you put Detroit and Goodfellows together, DetroitGoodfellows.org. The team is here. Marie Osborne in for Dick Hafner. Thank you, Marie, for presenting.
Good morning.
We appreciate that. Dana Clark handling her duties. Traffic and weather. We did the movies yesterday, but she still might have a thought or two on a variety of other topics, including what we talk about here in our round table. Back in the studio, Danielle Mason is there, pushing all the right buttons, doing all of the things we need her to do so that we can get our messages to you. Kim is helping out, as she always does, and our executive producer running the show by the clock, Miss Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. Be a normal show with a lot of normal stuff with an abnormal host. But we will have a special Goodfellows Roundtable between 8 and 9, and we're happy to welcome in Ilitch Holdings President and CEO Christopher Ilitch, UAW President Rory Gamble, DTE Energy Chairman Jerry Anderson, also Chairman of the Governor's COVID-19 Task Force, and our fine Mayor Mike Duggan. Now, did you see this yesterday? In the same way that I asked the governor some time ago after hearing that Dr. Faust was getting death threats, which I thought was ridiculous and still is ridiculous. And I said to the governor, please tell me you're not getting death threats. And if you remember, Ann, it was a ever so slight pause, but that's what we look for when we're interviewing people, an ever so slight pause. And she kind of diverted the question. This was weeks ago. And in fact, obviously, she knew there was an investigation underway for people who wanted to kill her. And now we're hearing, for the first time, Mayor Mike Duggan talk about death threats. And here's a mayor. I'm only saying it because it was in the newspaper, so it's common knowledge there. It's printed that he said that he's been traveling without security for a long time. That shocked me in itself. I mean, as opposed to we had a mayor who we actually needed security from, Kwame Kilpatrick, but he had, thanks, Ann, thank you for following that, but he had like 13 security guards around him all the time.
Entourage.
In fact, I'll never forget up at when we were up at Mackinac Island for the chamber thing, and we were at Grand Hotel when Elle Brooks, I used to host a conversation with all of the county executives, and Elle Brooks walked in, and
hilarious.
He had a sunglasses on, and I think an earring. I'm not sure.
Earring.
And,
the ball
earring. Yeah, and he was surrounded by guys with sunglasses as he entered in for the and it was all a takeoff on the mayor who was in that conversation.
Right.
And
So
and the mayor had
funny.
been taking some gas for this, and I turned to the mayor and I said, Mr. Kilpatrick, Mayor Kilpatrick, you don't know what a gift that is to have him be able to make light of it when people are starting to give you a hard time. So just enjoy it. And it truly was a gift from Brooks. Brooks was very good at that sort of stuff.
Great. Yes.
I miss Brooks. I do indeed. Well, we've talked about the COVID numbers being up. Marie gave us the asterisk that they were saying that some of the numbers had not been reported, and so that was kind of an issue. So we're not exactly sure. We don't know what the numbers are, but we do know they're up. That's the important thing. And I felt something in my sport coat pocket, and I wondered, what is this? And I haven't worn a sport coat in a long time, but I did for our pictures. We had station pictures, and so there was something in there, and it was a mask.
Years from now, we'll be finding masks.
We'll be finding masks that we stuck in our door pocket and in the glove box and everywhere else. And there's no worse feeling, frankly, as I just experienced it the other day. I jumped in the car to go get something, and I went, that's my mask. I've actually had to turn around and go back.
Me too. I've walked 2 miles one way and I didn't have a mask.
Is
so I had
that
to
right?
Turn around and go back.
I'm not going to be that guy who goes into a door that says, because of the governor's order, you can tell who's for it and who's against it. Because of the governor's order, you must have a mask to enter here. So whatever reason they're giving, it's a good idea to wear the mask. Unfortunately, I wish there was a debate last night, and I hope, Marie, are the odds for that final debate or not?
Well, it looks like it's still on. I haven't heard one word
a week
that
from
it's
yesterday,
not.
I believe, right?
Yeah, 22nd.
I sure hope they have it. We need at least one more debate. There was a reason there were three, but we need at least one more debate because you couldn't really judge anything last night. It was both were so completely different, and I watched them both. I watched them both, and it was what it was. There were no surprises, I guess, is what I would say.
Mm-hmm. I agree. No surprises. I think it's interesting. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, his comments now after getting so sick, he has really come out strongly.
In the hospital for a week.
Come out strongly for saying wearing masks and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he learned a tough lesson. I think he got really sick.
Yes, and that will change everything.
Yeah, but it shouldn't because it's such simple science. And there's still people coming out and saying, well, it really doesn't do anything. Well, it might hurt you. Come on, folks. We aren't stupid. If you have something over your nose and your mouth, it's going to do something. Whether it keeps you from spreading it to someone else or helps keep you from breathing in their droplets, which we now call aerosols, it does something. I'm blue in the face. Can you tell? I've been saying
it's from the mask.
I'm blue in the face. We aren't wearing masks here because we're not together.
Right.
Plain and simple. If we were together, wouldn't we be wearing masks?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Pretty simple. It is a 6:14. We will be back on all the social media with cameras and everything in the 8 o'clock hour when we welcome Mayor Mike Duggan, DTE Energy Chairman Jerry Anderson, UAW President Rory Gamble, and Illich Holdings President and CEO Christopher Illich when we talk about the good work of the Detroit Goodfellows. And we'll do that throughout the show as well. This is a very special day. Thank you for participating and helping out. Let's take care of a little business here at 6:15.
This report is sponsored by SafeExcavator.com. Call or click 811 before you dig. There's a lot of stuff underground you can't see, and every few minutes somebody digs into a line, pipe, cable, or wire. Don't be that person. Call or click 811 before you dig and visit SafeExcavator.com.
Don Kruger says, "You're so blue in the face, Paul, you look like Papa W. Smurf." You're right about that. I do appreciate all of the great comments from the folks that join us on social media. It's the only time I really watch and see social media, so we do thank you for participating on that. Meanwhile, let's participate with the information that we have right here, right now from Dana Clark in our WJR Traffic and Weather First. Dana?
Accident still there along 94. Traffic First sponsored by AARP Michigan, the health and financial security of voters. Over 50 are on the line. That's why AARP Michigan is fighting for your voice to be heard, whether you're voting from home or at the polls. AARP wants to make sure you know all your options. Learn more at aarp.org/MIVotes. 94 westbound at Van Dyke. Accident blocking 2 lanes. Traffic getting by in that left lane only. Seeing delays from Gratiot. From the WJR Weather First Weather Channel, sponsored by the Cremation Society of Michigan for over 32 years. The Cremation Society of Michigan has been providing dignified cremation services without the cost of traditional funerals. For cremation information, contact the Cremation Society of Michigan at 1-800-241-3131 or visit cremationmichigan.com.
Some spotty showers showing up on radar with a cold front coming through. Really not much rain around. The temperatures are really the story. Falling to near 50.